Here we go.
It is an honor, of course, to be with you this week as we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, as we speak truth about our nation's history. Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past, and we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today.
Is it just me, or is she trying to lose the election? I don't know. This is, hey, let's just show up and completely on Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you want to call it. Let's just hate on all white people. You know, it's like, yeah, let's just say all Europeans are bad and evil, and we got to remember that. By the time you vote for me, we're just gonna hate on everybody. So, anyways, what's up, everybody? I'm trying something new tonight. It's my first night doing the stream on Rumble. I'm live on Rumble, and I'm live on X, which is a brand new thing for me. So, thank you, Elon, for making this possible, and we're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully the stream goes well. I'm using a new studio. So, guys, cross your fingers. This works out. But anyways, let's say what's up to everybody. Who's first tonight? CJ Yukon numero uno. What's up, buddy? Danielle. Dos. Kathy. Not quite. You guys are all fighting for first, but it's CJ. I see CJ. Beyond Pro. What's up? Scott Volkovich. Oscar in the Hizzy. Fro Girl. Troy Man. What's up? Agent Orange, Susan Michaels, Kim Wiley, ESK, Hobbs, Frank Anastasio, Hero at Large, Randy Atwell, what's up? Silent G, Mark R. We're doing good, baby. We're doing good. So tonight, guys, so much to go over. I mean, Kamala's getting busted for plagiarizing her her own book. It turns out she plagiarized the whole thing, which, that's good times. We love that, don't we? So she plagiarized that, and now she's falling so far behind in the polls now too that even Trump is gaining momentum. It's even showing his stock. DJT's looking like it's about to blow. So gonna cover that and much more tonight as we go through the daily breakdown. 22 days left till the election, guys. Can you believe it? That is terrifying. 22 days. I feel like this election we've been waiting our entire life for. It's like, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you guys, but it's exhausting. It's been exhausting, but it's going to get good. I think Trump's going to pull this one off. And I've come with receipts over and over again. So anyways, I'm excited to get into it. Let me catch up with you guys real quick before we move on. How many people are pro finger? We love finger, man. Country computers. How long until Indigenous Peoples Day turns into our People's Day? I don't know, man. They could say you all are People's Day, right? Mark R's favorite nightly news. Oh, thank you, Mark R. Appreciate that. They still claim a ghostwriter did. It doesn't matter. She signed off on it. It was her book. Her name's on the cover. You don't get to get out that easy. I know that's the Democrat way. Just pretend it didn't happen. Pretend that whatever I can to get out of it. That's not how this works. This definitely isn't how this works. Andy says, dumped all your finger shares at a loss, got DJT in a week, made back all your money, lost in finger, no profit, no regrets. Well, hey, that's a win there. Hopefully they can stop the steal in Philly. I don't know if they'll stop the steal, but I think we're going to overwhelm the steal. And that's what matters most. Brett Montgomery. I have a show to show voting can vote for voting in election. I love this. This is a great Kamala post. We need to have voters voting for issues. Voters need to unburden what's been burdened by voters who voted. And there it is. You just sold me. If that was Kamala Harris, I would have just been sold. It was beautiful. It's what a beautiful post. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay, let's keep moving forward, guys. I want to cover this story because this is wild. It's just wild to me. The more and more that's coming out here. Now, we don't know yet what's going on with the Tim Walz stuff, so we're going to leave that alone for now to see if it actually comes out. This whole disgusting stuff, the attack on the children in the 90s, and we're not going to go there unless we really have to. I already covered it last night. So, but this is the other big, what do you want to call it, scandal coming out today. And Christopher Rufo is no joke. This guy is for real. I mean, 710,000 followers, but he does excellent work on what's going on in academia right now. This guy doesn't mess around. So if Rufo posts it, I know you can trust it. And he says, exclusive, Kamala Harris plagiarized at least a dozen sections of her criminal justice book, Smart on Crime, according to a new investigation. Current VP even lifted material from Wikipedia. We have the receipts. It goes down here and says the investigation was conducted by Dr. Stefan Weber, a famed Austrian plagiarism hunter. I like that. That's kind of fun. Plagiarism hunter, who has taken down politicians in the German-speaking world. We independently confirm multiple violations, which are comparable in severity to the plagiarism found in former Harvard President Claudine Gay's doctoral thesis. She got busted, and they dumped her for plagiarism. So this guy's no joke. He has a backing. He's gotten rid of people before, and this is a guy who found her book. Now, does it surprise any of you that Kamala Harris still hasn't had an original thought? What is she, 59? Oh, check your watch. What is she now? 59 years old. This woman there's nothing original at all to her. She's a blank canvas, and unfortunately, she stayed that way. When you're a blank canvas, you're supposed to get original. You're supposed to have thoughts. You're supposed to come up with ideas. You're not supposed to stay blank. But Kamala Harris has stayed blank. And I'm telling you what, she's supposed to go on Fox News here with Brett Baer. And if Brett Baer is anything like he used to be, or his reputation is supposed to be, he'll actually ask a few tough questions. And that's going to be, it's going to get ugly, folks. But this woman, she can't even, in her book, where you sit down and you process your thoughts and you put it pen to paper, and she still couldn't come up with an idea. I mean, it's pathetic. It's sad. It's all the things. And but are any of us surprised? And that's the thing. None of us are. Plagiarism Hunter terrorizing the German-speaking world. Some of these headlines are too funny. Why would he be terrorizing the German-speaking world? Well, he's ending careers and forcing politicians from office. Joe Biden would have loved this guy in the 80s. Remember, that's why Joe Biden could not become president the first time he ran in, I believe, 87. He got busted for plagiarizing and lying about his college career, how he graduated and everything. Just wild. But here's plagiarism in the book Smart on Crime by Kamala Harris. Copied virtually an entire Wikipedia article into her book without providing attributions to Wikipedia. First of all, Wikipedia sucks. I mean, that you can find some good stuff on there, but it's completely run by stooges on the internet, most of them leftists and communists, and they put in whatever they want into Wikipedia. So, but she pulled a whole article from there, claimed in her book. She fabricated source material, inventing a non-existent page number. Well, that's fun. Self-promotional content from Goodwill Industries was copied verbatim without citing the source. In many instances, even when a source was cited with a footnote, text was directly copied and pasted without using quotation marks. That's a big no-no in books, folks. I don't know if you guys have ever written nonfiction or a paper or anything. You can't do that. It says quotation marks would have been the most transparent, honest approach. Further signs of dishonesty may be evident when sources were copied, but specific details were altered, such as replacing a Subway store owner with a sandwich shop clerk, or highlighting Southeast Asia in the context of the U.S. gang problem. Again, this is conduct unbecoming. No one running for office should be able to get away with this stuff. It seems small, But how can it be small when we're supposed to trust and believe you can tell us the truth? When you're running for the highest office in the world, legitimately in the world, presidency of the United States, and you can't, you got away for the last 15 years in your book being fake. Again, no surprise, everything about this woman's fake, but this is a big deal, and I hope the Trump campaign really blows it up. JD Vance was already out there making fun of it, which is good for him. And this is the kind of stuff that needs to get out there. And guys, it's only halfway through October. I think we got more October surprises coming. I really do. But it's not going well for her. All the polls have been coming out, been really rough for her lately. And we got more today. I think not Emerson. Was it Harris? Harvard Harris. She's going down even more there. Her in the battleground states, Trump is gaining. He's getting to the point it's too big to rig. And now we got this. I'm telling you, we might need to start worrying or preparing, because it's getting so bad they're not going to be able to turn this around in an election sense. It's going to have to come from something much bigger. In fact, more and more reports are coming out that Kamala's campaign is freaking out. And here it is. It's turned into a toxic environment within the campaign. And I mean, why else would she go on Fox News? Fox News it's not what it should be. You know, it's not truly conservative media. It's definitely not MAGA. We all remember them calling Arizona early. But I read up on that story, and I actually heard Bret Baier was pissed about that. They told him to call it and he didn't want to. I don't know how true that is. But the point is that it's at least somewhat enemy territory, and we should get a somewhat fair interview. I was listening to Megyn Kelly today. She knows Bret, and she said that there's no way Bret will give her the questions beforehand. There's no way that he'll take it completely easy on her. So we got to hope that's true. But we've seen what happens when Kamala gets pressed on anything. It's word salad. I think we're going to get a couple of the well, I was born in a middle-class family, Bret, and let me tell you about my mom and her other mom and the mom's moms down the street. When I was working at McDonald's, I understand your pain. That's what I fully expect to get from some of that stuff. All right, let me catch up with some of these comments here. DJT stocks were up more than 10K. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to cover that in a minute here. Don't be knocking on my Niners right now. We got the Chiefs coming. I'm a little scared. Brett says Kamala just proved she's part of the winchocracy. I like that one. You got a little wood. Listen to 8 minutes of Mark Halperin's as Vince Felice. Mark Halperin's show has been incredible lately. If you guys aren't watching that, he does lives in the morning with Sean Spicer, and I can't remember the other guy's name. He's a Democrat, but he's a fair-minded Democrat. Excellent election coverage, along with Rich Baris. Some of the best you're going to find out there. So I totally recommend it. YouTube has a slight delay. It's probably because I'm streaming from another service. The only thing Kamal's unburned by his logic. I didn't hear anything about Warren Buffett buying a lot of serious stock. I know he's selling a lot of Bank of America, though. That's getting pretty interesting. But all right, let's keep going. This keeps getting worse. There is definitely a rift between the Biden and Kamala wing of the Democratic Party right now. The rift is growing. I've been showing you guys some of the stuff Biden's been doing. We all saw him put on the MAGA hat, and he just keeps cutting her off. He keeps going against her. And then we got Clinton doing the same thing. Clinton today was like talking about Laken Riley and how Laken Riley never would have been killed by an immigrant if Kamala had been doing her job. And then Trump, there was the whole like play it and turn it into the Trump campaign. I'm Donald Trump. I approve this message. It's so funny the way you control these people. It's unreal how they are just like making this whole thing fall apart. It's the craziest thing. Guys, campaigns like this don't win elections. They don't. And again, they can throw as much steel as they want, but there are limits. They have limits to how much they can do. And even though I think we're going to see something crazy, something they're going to pump so many votes in there that are going to be shocking to us, or maybe not. Maybe we'll be prepared. But the point is like, it's still going to be too little. This Trump's pulling away more and more, and I'm ecstatic at what I'm seeing. I really am. And you can't get cocky. We still got to do the work. We have to show up. Everybody's got to do their work. We gotta do it. But I'm telling you guys right now, as things are right now, we show up, we vote, we watch, we poll watch, whatever it is you can do. This election is going to Trump. And then the real fight begins to get him inaugurated. That's the real fight, in my opinion. I think the election's going to go a little smoother than anybody thinks, which is shocking, I know, because everybody's expecting the worst. And a lot of people I trust are expecting the worst. Today we're seeing all the stuff now that they're thinking about switching Kamala out again. And it's not from their side. But they're saying because we see what's going on, the plagiarism, the stuff with Tim Walz, the sexual allegations from the 90s on him. It's like, oh, maybe they're setting it up to get him out there. Clinton's out there now. Maybe they're going to swap Hillary in, Michelle. I'm like, guys, it's impossible at this point. It's too late. People are already voting. You cannot change the top of the ticket at this point. And besides, even if you did, that would look like a complete mess to regular voters, to undecided voters, independent voters. They are not going to trust you at that point. You will lose votes. It's too late. They are stuck with what they got. And if Kamala doesn't have a miracle soon where she starts really gaining again with the people, it's going to be too big to rig. And they know that. And they're running out of resources, ways to screw things up. You can tell it because they're panicking. Sending Barack Obama out there to lecture black men that they're not being good black men by turning on Kamala, that is not a sign of confidence. It's just not. So you guys can say whatever you want, but they're not acting like people have it in the bag. And that tells you all you need to know. There's been worse regimes in history that have been overturned in elections before when they didn't expect it, because the people can come through and power it through. And that's what we're going to do here. So Benny Johnson posts this: Joe Biden threw Kamala under the bus when he put on a MAGA hat and praised DeSantis for his hurricane response. Bill Clinton threw Kamala under the bus when he blamed her for Laken Riley's death. Barack Obama threw her under the bus when he admitted she's underperforming with black men. I'm starting to think Democrats don't like Kamala Harris. You think? They all know she's a loser, but they're still desperate. So they're going to have to push it out there. They're going to do whatever they can. But I'm telling you, I just don't think it's what it used to be. So let me catch up with you guys here for a second. Yeah, please, hey, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for reminding me, guys. If you are new to the channel, if you like news, the more MAGA conservative side of things, I cover it from that perspective every day. And yeah, so please like, share, subscribe, get that out there. And occasionally we talk stocks as well. Mike Mishler, what's up, man? Is it too late, candidates? Yeah, they can't swap again. But people are out there saying that. Even Stephen Miller, consultant to the Trump campaign, posted about it. Now, I think they're just messing with them, but it's getting a lot of people talking and wondering and kind of freaking out. But you just got to be honest and say it's not possible at this point. Austin Vasquez says there should be a march of Trump voters, have a love feed of X of everyone who voted for Trump, like a camera shows each person and count in real time live. I mean, when you go to vote, have your cameras out, everything you can, record them, anything suspicious. I mean, if you're at the polls and you start seeing vans come in with ballots, call the cops. Do every single thing you can. We need to be so annoying in their side. You know how Democrats treat us when it comes to elections, how they push and they bully and they do everything they can to get the Trump voters out, the Republicans out. The way they treat us, that's how we need to be to them this time. And I'm not saying be jerks, be disrespectful, but if you see something going down, like, it's our turn to say, not on our watch, guys. We cannot mess around this time. And yeah, live feeds, anything. JD made Martha Raddatz look like a fool. I mean, it's not hard. That's not hard. Martha Raddatz is old and pretty worthless at this point, honestly. But here we go. This was fun for me. This is a great thread. This Peachy Keenan account put together. Great thread of the MSM panicking, mainstream media panicking. This is just today. Let's go through all the fun. This is actually yesterday, but I'm showing it today. This is great. Let's go through the panic. The media is telling you as well. It's not just the Democrats with throwing old ass, wrinkly, falling apart, STD-ridden Clinton out there, and gray, skinny, I can't believe I'm not popular anymore, Obama out there. Like, that's them panicking. And now we got the MSM panicking, and it's glorious. Look at this. Despite multiple requests, time has not been granted an interview with Kamala Harris. Unlike every other presidential candidate, we believe in transparency, publish each interview in full. Why isn't the vice president engaging with the public on the same level? So Time is calling her out. Then we got Nate Cohn from the New York Times. Why is Trump gaining with Black and Hispanic voters? 5 possible explanations for increases of support. They're starting to seed that she's unlikable. We're mad at her. How is she so weak? No Democrat candidate can be this weak. They're starting to see that out there. Okay, they're messing with it, and they're telling everybody, get worried. I listened to 3 podcasts this week from the left, which was glorious, and all of them were, is it time to start panicking? They're all starting to see the writing on the wall, and it's glorious. It makes me happy. It gives me the warm and fuzzies. It keeps me warm at night. I think of in the movie Master and Commander, where he tells that story. He's like, his love of country kept him warm at night. Well, that's how I feel when liberals are panicking. I'm just like, yes, the liberals panicking keeps me warm at night. That's how this feels. It's just glorious to watch. I've seen this happen every single time on in every election when it turns one way or the other. But since the liberals run the media, they always panic in the media. Republicans don't get that. If Republicans suck, it just continues on. Like if it's Bob Dole losing or McCain or Romney losing, the media just keeps harping on them anyways. They don't change how they harp on them. They're just like, yep, they're a loser, and they just keep pushing that out there. They don't change. But with the Democrats, they change. They go from being their best friends in the whole world. We love these people. They're the second coming of Jesus. They are, this is what we need in the world. This is Mother Teresa reborn as a politician. This is, whatever they throw out there. Nelson Mandela 2.0. They always are throwing out like, this is the greatest thing ever. They did the Times article with Obama had a halo on his head. They uplift these people up so much, but then they turn on them at the end. They always turn on them because they don't want to look stupid when they lose. And so right before the Democrats lose, they always get turned on by the media. It even happened with Clinton in 2016 in the last week. They turn on them. And so then they could say after, oh, we were fair. You see how we treated them? And they can be like, yeah, we saw it coming. We warned you guys. That's the media always tips us off. And that's exactly how they're feeling right now. Dave, do I think gold will go down in price if Trump gets in? Absolutely not at first, Dave, because if Trump gets in, it's going to be a lot of fixing the economy at first. So that'll keep gold rising, at least for a while. Robert Kapke, everything's working on all platforms. Notification on Rumble. Nice. Good to hear. FJB, busy. What's up, buddy? They are softening the blow. That's right, Mike. Brett says Kamal's about as classy as a bottle of Thunderbird White House dinner. I like that. Nice. So anyways, please keep like, share, subscribe again. Let's keep going. This one is, I like this one. CNN investigates. The CNN investigation. How critics say Kamala Harris has flip-flopped. Trump vows to hire more border agents, increase pay. Bad news for Democrats. Data reporter shows where GOP is making big gains at 429. This is great. CNN investigates the flip-flopper Harris. Do you guys remember John Kerry? That was his big thing. He flip-flopped. It was, hey, I actually voted for the war in Iraq before I voted against it. That was old Kerry out there. And this killed him. That stuck with him the entire election. They brought out the Swift boat veterans, and he got pummeled. And that was the last Republican who won the popular vote, which I heard somebody today on some show. It just tells me the idiocy of these people. But she was I think she was on the Mark Halperin show, and she gets on there and she's dressed up liberal, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and he always makes them say who you're supporting. She's like, "I'm supporting Kamala Harris," and he's like, "Are you college educated?" "Oh, I'm more than college educated. I have so many degrees." Blah 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 blah. And she's just like acting like the smartest person ever. And she's like, "Let me lecture you guys on what's going on." And she's like, "The Electoral College is so unfair. Da da da. A Republican hasn't won the popular vote in 30 years?" And I was just like, moron. 2004, Bush carried 51%. Boom, there it is. It's like, it wasn't that long ago. 60-year-old grandma with 7 degrees. But what have your 7 degrees done for you? Ruined and rotted your mind. That's what I think of, like, these college-educated idiots. And that's the college-educated idiots who are going to get us Kamala even close in this election, because they are the only ones voting for her. It's them and suburban women who like to kill babies, and that's it. And then the minority voters, but they've been stuck in there ever since welfare. And it sucks. It is what it is. It's sad, but they at least have an excuse. The government kind of taught them that they didn't need anything but the government. Now they're slowly unlearning that. But the college educated have no excuse. They should be reading and researching, but that's because nowadays they don't do it, because college doesn't teach you to critical think anymore. College teaches you to be indoctrinated and to only receive your facts from certain sources like the New York Times, Salon, the Atlantic, and MSNBC. And if you go anywhere else, you're a fool, because those are the dummies talking to you. That's what college does to you now. It ruins your mind. The entire school system is designed for that too. At 5 years old, 98% of kids are creative geniuses. That's what they score. By the time they graduate high school, it's only 2% of people are creative geniuses. It ruins your mind, our education system. And you can always see it when it's the people, especially the people who stay in too long. And it's not everybody. Some people escape with a master's, a doctorate, and actually still have a brain, but most don't. They get that advanced degree, and then their degree becomes for them like the one ring. My precious, my diploma. They're a bunch of golems. It's all they have. It's like, this is all I care about is my degree, and they can't hear anything anymore. It's just their brains are completely rotted. And that's what this one was like. But anyways, I don't even know how I got on that long diatribe right there, but that one was free. All right, let's keep going. Another headline: Harris struggles to win over Latinos while Trump holds his grip. I love it. Give me some more panic. Here's Joe Klein. Oh, I love Joe Klein. Joe Klein, Freakout liberal. This is his Substack. Too funny. 23 days to go. Women will have to save us. Ladies, you're going to save us? You're going to save us from Trump? I mean, you're going to have to, apparently. Even if blacks and browns are slipping a bit towards the Republican Party and the show business antics of Donald Trump, they are called minorities for a reason. There aren't very many of them. There are more Latinos than blacks, so you'd never know it from the news coverage, which is obsessed with black grievance. This guy is freaking out. Well, ladies, are you going to save us? What do you say to that? Austin, you're drinking a Dos Equis, working your garage, enjoy the show. You're welcome. Thank you. MM, what's up? In your opinion, does DJT run for the? We're going to look at that in a second. I think DJT could have a run as early as tomorrow. Brett, love when John Kerry's taking his private jet to meetings in China, complaining and trying to sell Echo Warrior Green Deal plans. Right. The Border Patrol Union back in Trump. That's exactly right. 9 Lives says Trump is winning. Couldn't agree more. Brett, so offense 95%, creative genius by age 5. Cameron at her age is Kamala, you saying? I'm missing what you're saying, man. College degree students till they can't find a job. Yes, though that's happening up too now. Busy Brands, I do a Bill Clinton impression. All right. Let me try to do that. No, busy, busy, busy. If you just vote for Kamala, she got down to the border and she let that poor girl, that Lincoln Riley girl, die. She did. I was on Kamala's watch, and if Kamala had not been president, I'm telling you right now, that would not have happened because she, her and Joe, they just opened up that border. They let all the borders, that's crazy people come across. They killed Lincoln Riley. And anyways, we got to stop Trump. Vote Kamala. That's what Bill did. That's basically what Bill did today. And my voice is a little off my normal Bill impersonation, but that's okay because he's pretty much a ghoul right now. So that's pretty close to how he sounds these days. Yeah, it's probably, you guys remember the old Phil Hartman sketches with Bill Clinton? Those were the best. Those are the absolute best. Just walking into the McDonald's, eating everybody's burgers, and just preaching at them in that Arkansas voice. It was so funny. So funny. Here we go. New York Magazine. Barack Obama's tiresome condescension towards black men. Why the former president's lectures feel so hollow. This is from New York Mag. Guys, I didn't even know in New York it was legal to criticize Barack Obama. Nobody told me this is okay now, but apparently it's okay. They're letting it happen, but this is wild. This is wild. I don't, if the only way it'd be crazier is if it was the New York Times. New York Magazine is a huge, hardcore leftist rag magazine that just loves putting out propagandas, very leftist, anti-capitalist, anything Republican is just evil in their eyes, especially Trump. And to say this about Obama, that's wild. It's crazy to actually see it. It really is. All right. Here's one from MSNBC. The most disappointing part about Kamala Harris's media blitz. I'm telling you, this is last week when she went on the sex podcast, Call Her Daddy, where calling Kamala's something. I don't know. I don't even want to know about that podcast. That podcast is gross. It's like porn star, Kamala Harris. That's classy right there. That's what you want in your presidential candidate. That's just unbelievable. And then she goes on Colbert, and Colbert is basically like licking her feet as she drinks Miller Genuine Draft. I don't know if you guys saw when we did that episode when I was covering Colbert, but on that, she had to read the can to figure out it said champagne and beers on there. I don't think she'd ever had a beer before. Then she got Howard Stern and so on and so forth. And she just flubbed it all. She did 60 Minutes, was awful. She did The View, said that she wouldn't change anything about her 4 years with Joe and how they ran things. This woman is a disaster. And they're actually calling it out. It's wild, but they're not supposed to do this. They're supposed to cover for her. So it's beautiful to see. Mike Mishler, why is legacy media not covering TD Tim's coaching? And so I don't think it's been verified enough yet. And I'm not going to cover it anymore either until we definitely see more that I feel confident it's true, because until we see more, we gotta be careful. There's too much out there. And with so much out there, you just have to be extremely careful about getting into the weeds. They have nothing on Trump at this point. Okay. Nothing on him. They've blasted him with everything. He's come out unscathed. He's come out more popular. They've unloaded everything in 9 years that they could possibly use against the man. There's no October surprise coming for Trump unless they are able to trap him in something that's disinformation, like this Tim Walz thing. If it came out and Trump and Vance went nuts on it and it turned out to be not true, then they could use that against Trump and say, like, you believed a Russian asset or something, like this was a Russian plant. I don't know, but that's how they could do it. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Michelle Obama tells Barack Obama to call daddy. Hey, now, Michelle. All right, I'll call you daddy just this one more time, because it's starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt, Michael. Just please be careful. Be careful. I'm tender. I'm a tender man, Michael. Your arms are bigger than mine. It's picking up traction. Yeah. Barbara, I love what some people said. Kamala was not voting. She was installed like a toilet. I like that. That's good. Just getting in. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody. We got 150 people here. Can we get 100 likes on YouTube? I got a few on Rumble, and I can't see how many are watching on X. First stream on X. It does not tell me the viewers, but if you're watching on X, hey, welcome, guys. I stream this every night, 4 or 5 nights a week on YouTube. This is the first time I'm also live streaming on X, so welcome. If you want to get a comment in, though, you're much better off going to YouTube. The YouTube comments come in the best. So you can go to the profile and click to the link from there if you want to get comments in. But otherwise, if you're watching, welcome, and thanks for checking out the show. All right, let's keep moving here. We also have more bad news for the Democrats. The Republicans' Senate chances are up to 78%. I'm telling you guys, I think we're getting 53 to 55 seats in the Senate, which is unbelievable. If Trump comes in, I heard somebody say the other day that the House looks like we could hit 230 seats. If we hit 230 seats in the House and 53 to 55 in the Senate, and Trump wins the presidency in strong fashion, which I believe is coming, things are going to move fast, my friends. There's going to get a lot of stuff done really quick. It really will be quick. So, and if what I think's coming does with the economy going down, you never waste a good crisis. We're going to see so much happen in the next few months. We pull this off, and it's going to get very exciting. You like berries, says Mike. Alan, Don Jr. comes up here for hunting for pheasants 7 miles from your home. That's awesome. Big Mike using the blue pill. That's a gross thought. Busy Brands. I do the former president's impressions really good. Well, thank you for that. Can I do Trump? I can't do Trump really well. I got to work on that one. I got to work on my Trump impression. I'm not that great on it yet. Maybe I'll try to unleash it in the next couple days. But I've had Clinton and Barack in my life for so many years, and I just like mocking them more. So I've practiced them more. Trump, not so much. Even though, even for my favorite president of all time, he is fun to mimic. Let's keep going. Democrats' voter registration advantage dropped in 3 key battleground states. This is from Frank Luntz. Frank Luntz does not like Trump, but because of his job being a pollster, he's got to at least tell us some truth when data comes in. And this is big. I mean, 3 voter straight. This is just a registration. If you look at early voting is way, early voting and mail-in requests, way in favor of Republicans so far, which is a huge difference from the past. The Democrats' percentages are way down. Republican percentages are way up. That is actual data too. That's not subjective like polls. That tells us that the enthusiasm is much more behind Trump. This has shades of 2008, except Trump and Obama switch all over again. That's what all the data is saying. And that's a too big to rig one, guys. Do I know how to do LIAD at 12 gauge? No, I don't. I'm a big gun advocate. Believe everybody should have them, have the right to open carry, all that. And I'm just not a big gun guy myself, though. Yeah, Bush is an easy one to mock. A little too easy. He's just got like the dumb Southern like actions. Yeah, I don't know. I've never worked on his either, though. All right, let's keep going here. Tonight, we had some good numbers coming out of Virginia. Virginia might be in play. I really think it is. We have Youngkin out there. They cleaned up their voter rolls. They're tightening up how they count the votes. Paper ballots only. I really would not be surprised if we win Virginia. And if we win Virginia, it's landslide territory. It's the fact it's even close as well is got to be scaring the snot out of these people. It has to be freaking them out so bad. So this is just great news. And Trump's saying we had good numbers. To me, that means he saw something that says they're ahead. That's what that says to me. So That'd be huge. Mike says, I told you to say it. Yeah, man, it's looking really good. Mark says, only 67 likes. Come on, guys. We can hit 100 on YouTube. If you don't mind, just hit that like. Listen, I don't ask for much, but if you could just like the show to get, I was shadow banned forever. And ever since I got shadow banned, my channel has ceased to grow. It's like, I mean, it's growing very slowly, but so if you just hit that like, we could break the algorithm out. So if you enjoy this, please help a brother out. Help me out by liking on there. Polymarket has Trump 10.9 says hero. That's huge. Yeah, Bush got a shoe at him, throwing him. Samantha Hill says, curious how North Carolina floods will impact the NC advantage. It's a good question. Very good question. Hopefully not that much. My opinion is that it's going to embolden a lot of voters. It's going to create more red voters from the flood, but it also pushed out a lot of voters out of their homes. They'll be homeless at the time it goes. They're probably living with friends, family, or in shelters. And they all have so much going on. So yeah, the voter registration of the counties were hit by the floods and the hurricane in North Carolina. It's like 500,000 Republicans and like 280,000 Democrats. So definitely impacts Republicans more. And we just got to pray that everybody fights to vote. They did change the rules, which I wasn't hugely in favor of, but they changed the rules to make it easier for them to vote. And so we'll see how it all plays out. I think North Carolina, though, is going to be so red, it won't matter. But, I could be wrong. But losing North Carolina, if all these other ones fall in place, will not stop the win. But by the way, nobody's won. No Democrats won North Carolina since 2008 Obama. And there's no way Kamala's even close to that popular. So I don't think North Carolina is going blue. I really don't. You'll teach me, Alan? I'm in. Yeah, show me all the stuff on the 12 gauge. I'd love it. All right, this is one of the reasons they're terrified of him. It's that Trump is calling for making Election Day a national holiday, implementing single-day voting, paper ballots, government-issued voter ID. I think they could actually legitimately get this to work and happen. If this happens, if Trump gets in and is able to make this happen right here, this means no election could be stolen again. Not in our modern day and age. And they are terrified of that. That's their only way of staying in power. That's their only way of ensuring they continue to get their puppets up there is being able to rob it and steal it. And if it's show up on voter day and no ballots coming in late, I'm sure there'd be like a small exception for military or overseas or something like that. But it'd be very small. And then the voter ID would be huge. And that's another thing to Samantha's question. We have voter ID in North Carolina. So that will also, which has only been in effect since 2023, 1 year. So we haven't had an election yet in North Carolina with voter ID. This will be the first, which I think makes it much, much more difficult for them to cheat. So ESK says people are so angry in Western North Carolina. He lives there, by the way, guys. It's hard to even describe. Definitely a lot of anger at the current administration, and there should be. Yeah. Butter says it makes sense. Exactly. Trade Columbus Day for the election holiday. We don't even need to trade it. Just make it a holiday so everybody can vote in person. We'll all be willing to wait in the lines that way. We'll all be willing to host more poll spots so it won't be as crazy. And, it could totally happen. I see no reason for it not to. It makes so much sense. It actually is in the Constitution that voting is supposed to be 1 day. So the fact they've changed so much or made all these allowances, they've created a bunch of like ways around the constitutional idea of having a single day of voting. So that they've done that, they've messed with it, but this would be a modern law that would clear up everything. It would get more language in there because when they implemented the original election day, they had no idea of mail-in ballots, early voting. This was our voting on machines. None of this is all a non-starter. They didn't have any idea this was possible. So this law, if he gets this passed, would change it. And with Republican House and Senate, it's very possible it could happen. And in fact, there's enough states that are red right now, especially after this next election, that it's actually possible, in my opinion, we could get the first constitutional amendment since 1992. If they could get this enshrined in the Constitution, they'll never be able to undo it. And that would be the biggest way to go. So DJT's up 5%. Yeah, okay. So let's get to DJT. So on all that, guys, so it's obvious Trump's doing very well. The Kamala stuff just keeps coming. She's falling apart. And I'm very, very bullish on this election chances. We're going to have a big old party up in here on election night. So by the way, that live stream's already set on my channel, ready to go. So if you guys want to set your notifications on there, go do it, because we're going to have a blast on election night. Okay, let's go look at DJT real quick. So this is Ham posting on DJT. Ham, I'll tell you what, one of the things he's been most accurate on in the time I've known him is that when he calls out a timeline, like in a couple days or something, he almost always knows something, and he's usually right. So he says, what day will it gap up big? He says Wednesday. So that makes me think we're about to see a really big day in DJT here really soon. He posts DJT naked short going bust, high alert. Only 1 billion shares to cover. If you're long, enjoy the ride, sell rips and buy cheap calls. Last week, the 20s were cheap, now $10. $54 is a short squeeze trigger. Number means all shorts are then underwater. This number is going lower. Now, let's look at the actual stock and what it's been doing. So DJT, guys, Trump Media, and this stock has been great for trading if you're following it. The media loves to mock it because the company still hasn't done a whole lot, but it's also a company that has zero debt and plenty of money in the bank. So it's got plenty, and it just released their True Social Plus. So it's got new revenue streams coming in. And on top of that, it's all MAGA people holding it who are loyal to Trump and want to see him win. And so they're excited to see him win, which means this could really, really pop here. And this was $12 just 3 weeks ago, guys. It went all the way down from in the 40s, hung out in the 30s for a while, hung out in the 20s, went down to 12, and now it's popping back up. The last 2 days have been huge. It was up 18% today, and then after hours up another 5%. That tells me that we could see something very fun tomorrow. I'm going to be watching pre-market closely, but this, guys, this is exciting. I mean, look at where it's gone just the last 5 days. The last 5 trading days, down 18. We're up $13 since that, down to 31 and after hours. That's just the last 5 days. We could trend it for the last month. Here's where it started cratering down, hit that 12, and it's just been beautiful ever since. And I'm telling you, this is not financial advice, okay? Just telling you my own opinion here. But it really looks like it's following the momentum of Trump in the election. And if he continues to show strength the way he's showing strength, and it keeps trending in his direction with the media, with the polls, all the bad stuff happening for Kamala, this could go boom before the election. It could. Will it? I don't know. But there are a bunch of short sellers in this. It's estimated up to 700 million to a billion naked shorts shares in this. And if they have to cover this, it'll be bigger than GameStop. I'm not saying that'll happen. That is not me predicting. I'm saying what's possible. But we've already, without a massive short squeeze, seen DJT break 80, break 100, 120 is all-time high, I think, back in 2021, 2022, somewhere in there. Just huge. But we could see really big things happening in this stock. And even if it goes to 40, it's still a great buy. Even if it goes to 55, I mean, but the trend is clearly up right now. And I'm very excited because I believe a great deal in this stock. I know they shorted the snot out of it because it's Trump. We saw the shorts coming in right before the first assassination attempt. So it's clear there's a lot of stuff going against the stock, but if he's going to win, it's going to break. And that's very exciting. Samantha says, what price share do I think will force? I don't know. It says a trigger could be 54 is a guess for some. So one of the Elons has been posting election holiday. Really? You were the first comment on the elections night stream live. You're ahead of the curve, man. What's up, Ellie? Just joined, guys. We talked about the Walt's sexual assault stuff last night, and I'll talk more about it as it becomes more. So those of you who don't know, there are some allegations coming out against Tim Waltz from the 90s. Apparently the guy's even filing a legal complaint now. The thing is, I haven't seen it validated by any big names yet who, and I don't mean mainstream media names, I just mean people I trust. As soon as that starts getting validation, I'll cover it more. But if it's true, it's going to be the thing that could sink the campaign immediately. Brett says, I could turn that DJ key chart upside down. It's probably reflective of Kamal's polling numbers. I love that. That's good stuff. Could Elon be buying in on DJT playing with shorts? He could buy the float. I mean, anything's possible with Elon. I doubt it. That's just another thing that Elon's attention would be going to, and he's so busy on other stuff. I mean, he's setting rockets off right now. I doubt it, but you never know. It's completely possible. So who knows? But I'm excited for what could happen with DJT. I really am. And I mean, as I'm looking at right now, unless pre-market, we see a big shift, which it doesn't look like that based on the latest trend of the last week. Unless pre-market is way down, I think if we're trending up in pre-market, we're going to have a big day tomorrow. And if we keep having big day after big day, DJT's had several big pops in the past where it jumps up quite a bit. I mean, if we look at this, let's just do the 1 year chart. I mean, you can just see this stock loves to go up and down and down and up real big and back down and back up. And this is just what it does. I mean, the high this year, this says 72. I thought it got higher, but maybe it was in after hours. And anyways, you just see what it does. This is a volatile stock, and it's been dipping down quite a bit lately. So there's been a really good accumulation month for everybody, 2 months, but it looks like it's hitting back up. It really does. And if we go back all the way, I mean, here's when it had its squeeze. 2022. And it did. I know it went higher than that. That says 101 was its high. I'm pretty sure I sold it at 115. So I know it went higher than that. But anyways, you can see how this stock acts. And then it was all down here until the merger, but it's been up and down again. And now Trump's about to be president. So listen, I'm very bullish, very excited for what could happen here. But anyways, all right, guys. That's it for me tonight. It's a little late. I'll be back on tomorrow. Again, if you joined in on X, that's my first live stream on X. Welcome. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining in. And guys, things are looking good. They really are. I'm getting really excited about where we're headed in all these things. A lot of the stuff we've been waiting for a long time, but the Trump stuff's looking good, and it's a good time to be to be a Trump supporter. And I think it's about to get even better, but we got to just see it through. We got to see it through. The win is in our court now. The ball is in our court. It's just a matter of us waiting out the clock and winning. And that's all we got to do here. We got to just see it through, finish the game. So God bless you guys. Have a great night. Let's end in a little prayer, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Bless everybody here, Lord. God, thank you for all these good people. And God, we just pray protection over Trump and his entire team. And I just pray, God, you bless this nation and get us back on track. And we need a Trump presidency to do that. So I pray your will is done in this election. The people's will is done in this election. And all cheating. Everything is held off as much as possible, enough so we can get the win. I really believe this nation wants, God, the most people in this nation want. And just bless everybody here watching. If anybody needs healing, bless them with that, and bless us to make good decisions and all this craziness going on, so we can navigate the best to be prospered and prosper others amidst all the craziness. And in Jesus' name, amen. All right, love you guys. Bless you. Have a great night, and I will see you all tomorrow with another. Tomorrow is only 3 weeks till the election, guys. 3 weeks tomorrow. That's so crazy. So like, share, subscribe before you go. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.